Hi, mister. Did you find the sunny patch on my mat? Okay. I usually come into class with like an idea of what I want to do and like a pose that I want to work toward or a theme. And today I think it's in line with my morning where I normally would have taken time to think about it this morning. And before I knew it, it was like 10:12 and I was rushing to put clothes on and put my hair in a ponytail. So I'm coming in with no game plan today. So with that said, those of you watching this live, back recorded, you're not going to have these options. But if you're watching this live and you want to put in the chat if there's something specific that you want to work on, I'm taking requests like a DJ. And tell me if there's anything you want to work on. Otherwise, we're just going to see what comes up, because sometimes it's fun to just see what comes up, where we end up being. When I was younger, like in my late teens, early 20s, I would, my boyfriend and I at the time, we would get in the car and we would just drive and then see where we would end up and then hang out and do whatever. And it was like one of my favorite things to do, is like just seeing where the road takes us. So if you want to guide the road, give me some info. Otherwise, we're going to be in this together. We're going to start seated if you're okay sitting, and then just let your eyes soften and then start to turn to your breath. And as a student, when I'm practicing, I come in and I come into class and I think I have no idea where this is going, and I get excited to see where the teacher takes me. Right now, as the instructor, having no plan of where we're going, I feel that same sort of excitement of like, where am I going to go with this? And what that does sometimes, because I don't know where I'm going and I'm not even focusing on it, I'm not thinking ahead, it allows me to be a little more present in this moment now, where I'm like, yes, I'm excited to see where this goes, but also I don't have to plan out my strategy because I actually have no strategy right now. We're just going to see how it unfolds and see if you can tap into that sense of openness, freedom. We're going to move our spines. This song made me want to move my spine. We're going to circle in one direction. So when I'm practicing by myself, like when I just get on my mat and start to move, this is kind of, you're getting a glimpse into my thought process. It's like I see what comes up, what I feel like, what inspiration makes me want to do something. And within the parameters of what I'm giving you, you always have that freedom. If you need to take off on a little different path and come back and meet us when you're ready, at any time during your practice, that is available for you. I give you permission in my class to do that, especially in this modality where I've got these little boxes up there and I can't really see exactly what you're doing. I can see a general sense of it. I'm going to reverse the direction. As much as we're moving our spines here, also notice what's happening, at least on me and my shoulder girdle. I get lots of mobility here. It's almost like a little mini cat-cow. And the heart. When I go back with my spine, my shoulders contract a little bit. When I come forward, they retract a little bit. Just notice what's happening in your body. It might not be exactly the same. It probably is not. It's very rare that we all experience the same thing exactly the same, whether it be physically in our body, the way we receive information from the outside, retelling a story with people that you were with. I love doing that, getting like 3 people together that had the same experience and hearing how different it was for each of them. And the things that you notice, the things that you see, the things that you feel, you experience. And come through center. Just pause in stillness, let the eyes soften, maybe close. Just feel that movement, feel that breath, take it in. Good. And then, come around, bring your elbows down to the ground. You're going to drop your heart through, send your hips up high, and just pause here. And then we're going to treat this a little bit like cat and cow. So you're going to take an inhale, sort of press the heart toward the floor, contain the front ribs, and then exhale, round the back, drop the head. You're still on the elbows. Inhale, pull through, and then exhale and round. I'm not sure you can even see me with a little mister right here, but it's very much just like cat and cow, using your elbows instead of your hands. Just keep moving like that, a few rounds, take your time with it. Good, bring the arms around. Come into a forearm plank. So knees can stay down if needed. Plant your hands, spread the fingers, palm the ground. Heart is forward. Gaze is a little forward of your fingers. Tailbone for your heels. Use your toes a lot. Outer ankles in. Kneecaps squeezing up on the thighs. Spread the upper back. Keep pushing the forearms down. So you're not catching yourself in your arms. You're pushing away with your arms. So it's not like a gravity pulling you down. It's you pushing away. Really full upper back. Really full breaths. And then knees down, stretch back into child's pose. 2 breaths. Come up onto your fingertips, power up your arms. And then downward facing dog. Plant the hands, tuck the toes, hips high. And then feel free to be still here or move around, whatever you need right now. Maybe bending one knee, dropping into opposite heel. And then both heels pressing back, hands pressing down. 5 more breaths here in stillness. So what is visual stillness is not necessarily stillness in your body. There's a lot of activity holding us here. Not necessarily movements, but there's activity around the joints. There's muscle engagements, there's breath. Right knee comes to your chest. Right foot between your hands. Stay high on those left toes. And then rise up to crescent pose. Bend the elbows, lift the heart up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhaling up. Exhale, bend the elbows. One more time, inhale. And then exhale, bend the elbows. Hold it here. Tip the torso forward. Come really high onto those back toes. Bend the front leg a lot. Pull the elbows and the hands a little higher. And then spread the elbows away from each other. So rather than just lifting the elbows and getting a pinch in the shoulder blades, take the elbows out wide. Hands release down, straighten the right leg. Use blocks if you've got them and need them. Really high on those back toes. If you feel strong here and you want, take your hands off the floor, stretch the arms back behind you. And then bend the right knee, sweep the arms up, reverse warrior, back heel roots down, take it back.
Wash my soul, I will come to your river. Wash my soul, I will come to your river. Wash my soul again. Carry away my old leaves, let me baptize my soul.
Inhale, straighten the right leg, flex the right foot, and then just reach forward with the right arm. You're in that heel. One more inhale. Release the hands down. Step back to plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise up. Upward facing dog, thighs to the sky. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left knee shifts forward, place your foot down. Nice and high on those right toes. Rise up to crescent pose. Pull the feet toward each other, sink down. Inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, elbows down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows. And then just tip over. Big bend in the front knee. Strong, strong, strong back leg. You're not just pinching the elbows in and up. You're going broad. So I'm going to give you this kind of a view here. So instead of just lifting and getting all shrugging in the shoulders, go wide in the elbows. And then don't let them drop down. Keep lifting them up, but take them wide. Torso's in plank. That means knit the ribs in, pull the belly in. You're beautiful. And then straighten the front leg. Good. Maybe sweep the arms back. Fantasize and let my thoughts unfurl. Mine was tangled as Rapunzel, trade the locks for a curl. Give a twirl. Tell me what I got a dream for lately. I've been all around the world and I done seen more lately. I'm a beast, rule breaker, clean major when I pull up. Reverse warrior, bring it up and around. Yes. I got the recipe, all of my people next to me. They need to try and mess with me. Better as your friend and not an enemy. Beautiful. Disintegrate your clickers, what's the tip next to a centipede? It's crowning more dramatic than a pregnancy. I came into the world and now they cannot put an end to me. I tried to make a dollar, but instead I made change. Now I see the bigger picture. Man, this life is so strange. What a range, but my work is my power. Inhale, straighten that leg. See if you can lift up the left toes and just reach out and over. My work is my And then release the hands down. Step back to plank. Chaturanga or the floor, exhale. Rise up, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Pause here, breathe. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, bring your feet up to your hands. Come halfway with your inhale. Fold down, exhale. Rise up to stand, inhale. Hands to your heart, exhale. Release your arms down at your sides, inhale, rise and reach. Gaze up if it's okay. Bow forward, exhale. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, rise. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, lift your heels. Bend your knees, feet up to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Strong legs, fold down, exhale. Rise up to stand, inhale. Draw your hands to your heart, exhale. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, bow. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise, inhale. Dog pose, exhale. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. All the way up to stand, inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. One more time, inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Pause and downward facing dog. So contain the front ribs a little here. Pull them like you're knitting them together. And then press the heart through even more. So sometimes we think we're opening up our shoulder girdle by pushing back, but if we arch and we puff our ribs, then we're actually just moving in our spine. We're not making the shoulder girdle any more open. We're not increasing the range of motion there. We've actually just displaced the body in a different way. So for me, it's a lot more work to keep, well, for everybody, I know this is a fact, but to keep the ribs knitting, the belly working, and then to open in down dog, as opposed to, especially if your spine is bendy, just kind of collapsing through and being in a back bend in down dog. And I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, you're going to let me know at some point in time and we'll spend more time on it. But right now, think of plank in the torso. Draw the ribs in. Draw the belly in. Hips go high. Then start to feel how when and if you take your chest toward your legs, it's happening from the shoulders and not from the spine. Right leg back, inhale. Right knee, right tricep, exhale. Inhale back. Out to the left, exhale. Inhale back. Exhale, place your foot between your hands. Crescent pose, rising up, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows, tip forward. Stay here, maybe stretch the arms overhead. And then both hands down, straighten that front leg. Maybe sweep the arms up behind you. And then reverse warrior, up and around. Adjust your feet as needed so you feel safe and sound here. Straighten the front leg, lift the front toes if it's okay, and then reaching forward and maybe take your big toe with your right hand. Maybe. It's a complete maybe. Maybe your hand comes to your shin instead, or not at all. So front heel down, toes up if you can. Take the big toe if you can. One more breath in. Bend the front leg, bring your left hand down to the ground. If you've got your big toe and you want to keep it, fantastic. Flip it around onto the left hand and the left foot and just see if you can pick up this leg. If you notice I haven't even straightened my leg, you can, but maybe you're just here. And then chaturanga. Every single chaturanga is optional. Every single stinking one. Left leg back, inhale. Left knee, left tricep. Inhale back. Exhale to the right. Inhale back. And then exhale, place your foot forward. Crescent pose to rise up. Strong back foot. Exhale, bend the elbows. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows. Tip forward. Maybe inhale and reach the arms overhead. And then exhale, straighten the front leg and bow down. Maybe sweep the arms back with an inhale. And then come all the way around. Reverse warrior. Good. Straighten the front leg, lift the toes if it's okay. Reach forward, consider taking the big toe. So it's like a variation on triangle with the front foot lifted. Not foot, but the toes. The forefoot lifted. And if you have the big toe, it's not to get down, it's to come up. So you're holding the toe and you're pulling away. One more inhale. Bend the front leg, bring this right hand around. We're coming into Vashisthasana. Consider just bringing the foot with you. And like I said, it doesn't mean that the leg has to straighten. Maybe you're just finding what this feels like to have your foot in your hand. And then chaturanga. Rise to open. Downward facing dog. Right leg back, inhale. Right knee, right tricep, exhale. Inhale it back. Cross over to the left. Inhale it back. And then place your foot forward. Crescent, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend the elbows and tip forward. Inhale, reach the arms forward. And then straighten the front leg, sweep the arms back if it's okay. Reverse warrior, up and back. Straighten the front leg, reach forward, maybe take the big toe. And then left hand down, pivot over to the pinky side of the left foot. Vashisthasana. Ooh. Yes. Good, we got to change. Release the foot if you have it. Roll to the right hand, right foot, wild thing, or just take Vashisthasana on the other side if it doesn't feel good to come into wild thing. And then we're going to sit down. We're going to sit down. So your left knee is bent, your right leg is straight. And then we're going to twist to the left. I don't know who else out there is battling with pets on your mat right now. I'm not really battling, let's be honest. There's no battle here. I like to be dramatic about it, but dealing happily with pets on your mat. But this guy's not going to move for me today. Oh, he gave me an inch. I had to literally sit on him. Good. One more breath in. We're going to unravel this. Hands come around. Right toes tuck. Left leg sweeps up and back. And then left knee, left tricep. Inhale back. And then cross over to the right. Inhale back. Place your foot forward. Crescent pose, rising up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhaling up. Bend the elbows and then tip forward. Sweep the arms forward, inhale. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Maybe sweep those arms back. Reverse warrior with an inhale. Yes, straighten the front leg. Pick up the toes if it's okay. Find the big toe. And then bring the right hand down. Pivot over to the pinky side of the right foot. Vashisthasana. I'm going to come over into the left hand, left foot. Vashisthasana or wild thing. And then we carefully sit down. Yeah. Right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Hug or hook the left elbow to the right leg. And we twist to your right. Lift your gaze, lift your heart, lift your spine. One more inhale. Exhale, release it around. So you're just gonna rotate it around. Left toes tuck, right leg sweeps up and back. Right knee, right tricep. Inhale back. Exhale, cross left. Inhale back. Exhale, place your foot forward. Crescent pose. Inhale. Bend the elbows, exhale. Inhale, reach a little higher, sink a little deeper. Exhale, bend the elbows and tip forward. Inhale, reach the hands forward. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Bow and reach back if it's okay. Reverse warrior, up and back. Straighten the front leg. Find the big toe if it's okay. And then bring it around. Left hand, left foot. Side plank. Bring it around. Right hand, right foot, wild thing or Vashisthasana. Sit on down. Twist it to the left. All right, we got to change. We've got to change. You're going to come around. You're going to bring your hands around to the ground. Tuck the right toes. Take your left knee to your left tricep. Maybe just stay there. Maybe start to float up into some version of an arm balance. Yes. And then take it back, chaturanga. Flow through. Yes. And down dog. Give yourself a little pause there. Give yourself a little pause there. Beautifully done. Stay in your breath. And then left leg back with an inhale. Left knee, left tricep. Exhale. Inhale back. And then cross over to the right. Inhale back. Place your foot forward. Crescent pose. Bend the elbows. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend the elbows and tip forward. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, straighten the front legs. Sweep the arms back if it's okay. Reverse warrior, inhale. Pick up the front toes. Take the big toe if it's there for you. Pull away. And then release the right hand down. Vashisthasana. And then bring it over to the left side. Either Vashisthasana or wild thing. And then sit down. We twist to the right. And then we bring it back around all the way. Right knee comes to your right tricep. Maybe stay there. Maybe shift and lift. And then chaturanga, vinyasa to downward facing dog. Breathe, smooth out your breath. Full inhales, full exhales. Check in with the ribs. Check in with the belly. Check in with the shoulders, the arms, the hands. From high to your toes, inhale. Bend your knees, exhale, bring your feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold deeply, exhale. Rise to stand, inhale. Bring your hands into your heart with your exhale. Really nice, pause. Strong standing position. Cut off, now release the arms down. Good. All right, I'm gonna mirror you. You know what that means. There's probably gonna be some errors, but I'm gonna mirror you. With an inhale, sweep the arms up. With your exhale, pull the belly back and lift your right leg up. Lift your right leg up. Good. Consider reaching down for the big toe. And if the big toe is not there for you, you'll take the knee. Your arm comes out to the side. Pin your left hip in. Yes. Can you straighten your standing leg anymore? I'm less concerned with the lifted leg. Straighten the standing leg as much as you can. And then inhale, open out to the side. And so notice if there's a tendency to kind of rest out in this hip. Lift up. It's not just from the hip, it's from the foot, it's from the leg, it's from your center. It's by pushing this right leg out to the side. I almost messed up, but I didn't. Be willing to fall out of it. So the goal isn't to be here and to be in your balance the whole time. The goal is to be here and to find your center. And to find a strong foundation and centering in that standing foot, not by compensatory shifting and stuff so that we can hold still. It's not about holding still. Yes. Bend this lifted leg. Cross the ankle on your thigh. Flex the foot and then sit down. The longer we're here, the more you're going to want to sink out to the side. Back in. Send both sitting bones back. Knit the front ribs, knit the belly. And then rise up. Extend the leg. Push through, push through, push through. Standing splits. Bring your hands down to the ground. And then take that back leg up behind you, any amount. And then simply, without changing the right leg, put the left foot next to the right foot. You're in a forward fold. Breathe. Balance your weight in your feet. Drop your head, soften your jaw. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. And then pause. Stay here.
Everything I touch, I leave a trail of dirt behind me. Everything
And then left leg lift up.
you say, but the words cannot define me. They
Good.
can say what
I'm
they
going to reach down. We're going to find the foot
doesn't mean
or the knee.
anything. No.
And take the arm out to the side. You've got a few breaths in the center.
'Cause we know they're just tied to
Hang in the center. I know it's harder to be in the center than to the side. I know. I'm aware. Can you embrace this? Work the standing leg a little stronger, a little straighter. Now let's open it up. Take your time with it.
Everything I touch, I leave a trail of hurt behind me. Everything I do, you see. The words cannot define me. They can say what they want, doesn't mean anything. No, let them have their fun.
And then bend the knee.
They're just the type to
Cross it.
make it
And then sit.
about them, but we know it's not.
Keep this ankle active. Notice if you're hanging off to the side. Hinge from the hips. This one's doing a little something, something different, right? It's okay. Send the chest forward and up as you sink the hips down and back. Equal opposite. Lifting and sinking.
Never look away, 'cause they want to hold to everything they think is right. Never get a break, 'cause they're always watching, waiting for the week to
Notice the play in the standing foot, in the right foot. So for me, my tendency is I want to go to the pinky side of the foot to kind of catch myself. Can you keep the big toe rooted? And then can you guide the hip from there? So good. Rise up, inhale. And then take the leg back behind you. Push it through with control. I'm going to hit the wall. And then standing splits, releasing the hands down and taking that left leg up. Keep the standing leg pretty much exactly how it is. Just bring the feet together. Forward fold. About 5 breaths here. You know this is a pose, right? This is not just a transition in sun salutation. Hinging from the hips, bowing forward. Yes. Really nice. Really nice. Inhale, pull the heart forward, pull the gaze forward. Vinyasa or simply back to downward facing dog. It's your call. Pause and down dog. Right leg back, inhale. Right knee, right tricep, exhale. Inhale back. We've got the same sequence with some changes. Cross over to the left. Inhale back. And then bring your foot forward. Crescent pose, inhale. Bend the elbows, exhale. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend and tip forward. Reach the arms forward, inhale. And then bow over the front leg, straightening it, sweep the arms back. Reverse warrior, inhale. Straighten the front leg, find the big toe if it's there for you. You might be surprised. And then left hand down, Vashisthasana. Just try it. Just try it. See if what we did standing maybe give you a little bit more information here. Release it down. Flip to the other side for Vashisthasana or Wild Thing. And then sit down. Twist it to the left. Bring it around. Come onto the right toes, left knee to left tricep. Maybe shift forward, find the arm balance. And then listen, right leg down, left leg up and back. Left knee, left tricep, right where you came from. Inhale back, cross to the right. Inhale back, place your foot, crescent, inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, reach. Bend the elbows, tip forward. Inhale, reaching the arms. Exhale, straighten the front leg, bow. Reverse warrior. Straighten the front leg. Find the big toe if it's there for you. And then right hand down. Pivot around. Vashisthasana. Take it over to the left. Vashi or wild thing. Sit on down. Twist to the right. Bring it around. Kundanyasana or just knee to tricep. And then take this right leg up and back. Place your right foot between your hands. Pull the heart forward. Push the hips back and straighten. Pause. Come crazy high on your left toes. Lengthen the spine again. Stay on your toes. Left hand down, right hand to sky. Maybe this left hand comes to the outside of your right foot. You're up really high on those back toes. It's not classical revolve triangle. Stay here or bring your hands down to the ground. And then lifting off Kundanyasana. Okay, bud. You're okay. Good. If you took the arm balance, come back out with control. I thought we were going to have our first cat vomit on video, but we avoided it. For now, anyway. No hairball. Good. Releasing down. Take your hands to your right leg. Standing splits again, but a little more balance. Maybe take the hands up behind you, like towards the sky. And then we're going to sit down. Left knee comes behind the right. Sit on down. We twist. We've done this twist a few times, just not with the front leg bent. Good. Stay with me. You can stay here. So stay with me, maybe here. Maybe take this right foot. Pick it up. And then you're just going to turn to the side and cradle. With the heart up. Maybe take the big toe, right big toe with your right hand. I'm not mirroring you. And then take it forward. Maybe take it a little out to the side. Good. Bend the knee. Bring it back in. Don't go anywhere. If you're still twisting, you're still twisting. Love it. Maybe bring the shoulder inside the knee. Right hand comes down. You're going to take the left hand down. Left foot in front. Squeeze. And come around. This is what happens when I have no plan. You get to follow my whims. This is what I would do if I was doing this all by myself. We're going to come around. You're in the twist. You're still in the twist. We're going to come back to the twist if you're not in the twist. And then we unravel it. Hands to the top of the mat. Step back, bring your forearms down to the ground. Walk your feet toward your elbows if it's okay. Maybe take the right leg up. Maybe start to tip.
These heavy words, your open heart.
And then downward facing dog. If you'd like to take a vinyasa, go for it.
Somebody hold my head up. Somebody hold.
And I can't remember if we lifted the leg or not, so at least lift the left leg back. Bring your foot forward. Stay here. Pull the heart forward. And then start to straighten the leg. You're really high on the back toes. Pull the heart forward. And then left hand to the sky. And then maybe this right hand comes to the outside of your left foot. And if you notice on both sides, when I made that transition, I put a little bend in my front leg to kind of make that shift over. You don't have to move your hand. Got it? And then if you took an arm balance on the other side, go for it. I'm not going to because I'm going to hit the wall. The literal wall. Figuratively, I feel good. So where are you in this twist? Where are you in this twist? Are you in your place where like, here I am, this is where I go when I twist? Or can you breathe, extend the spine and go a little deeper? Can you open the heart a little more? Can you give the bottom hand a little more juice? Can you give the top hand a little more juice? I often go to that place of just like, this is my twist. Like, this is what I do. This is where I am. And then I have like this whole other expansive of the pose that I'm not even scratching. So use your breath and guide yourself. You might be at your max. I'm not saying to go like 110. I'm saying go to where it's like you're challenged. You're feeling growth. You're feeling expansion. If you're in the arm balance, come back out. That was a long hold. I know if you're in the arm balance still for all that time, congratulations. And then bring it around into that standing splits. Maybe a little more of a balance pose, maybe holding the leg. And then maybe the hands go up behind you. Yeah? Yes. I see you. I feel you. You're in it. I love it. And then you're going to bring this right knee behind the left. I've just turned direction so that I can still face you. And we're going to twist here. And it's the same thing here. So when you see poses that are familiar, are you constantly going back to, well, this is what I do. This is where I am in this pose. Or is there an element of, what do I feel in this pose? Where do I go in this pose? What does my body need today in this pose? Sometimes deeper is not necessarily where you need to go. The deeper practice is the more thoughtful, connected practice, not necessarily the more bendy, extreme in each pose. Know that. You can stay here. So this is a long twist because we've got all this other nonsense coming around. Maybe bring this foot up. And then maybe lift it up.
A dark and plumed estate. Hope your needs a humble hand. Not a fox found in you.
Maybe take the big toe. Maybe take that leg out. Just kind of play with position. And then maybe rebend the knee. And take the foot inside the shoulder inside. Good. And then the left hand comes down. The right leg comes around. And we squeeze.
No man is an island. Or this I know. But can't you see? Or maybe you.
And then back out. And we're back into that twist. And then we're releasing it around. And then just step the feet back, lower down onto the forearms. And then left leg lifts up. Maybe tip. Get into those shoulders. With that fool found in your place. And then knees down and child's pose, please. Take a few breaths in child's pose. Really beautiful, really beautiful. Stay with your breath. Maybe you were the ocean when I was just a stone. And then flip onto your back, please. Bridge pose. Press the shoulders down. Hips rise, front of the hips open up. So lengthening the front of the hips. Outer thighs gently in. Outer shins gently in. And then maybe lift your heels up, come into the toes. Energy shoots forward from the knees. Outer ankles gently in, heels down, really sit down. Repeat that or bring your hands next to your ears. Rise for Urdhva Dhanurasana or for bridge pose. Release down with an exhale. Pause. You can repeat bridge. You can repeat upward facing bow. If you want, you can come up as if you're going to go into upward facing bow. Come onto the top of the head and then bring the forearms down. Place the hands behind the head and then press up into the forearms. And if you want, you can walk your feet forward and start to push the feet down and lengthen the legs, pushing the heart back. To come out, walk the feet back in. Head down gently, hands, hand, release, and happy baby. So good. Breathe. Hips heavy, knees wide, feet wide. Left leg extends out, right foot comes across. You can either just hold the lower leg on this right side, or you can cradle the lower leg, or you can come into thread the needle if that's best. I promise you, if you listen to your body, you're going to do the right thing. You're going to pick the right pose today. Sometimes you have to like taste it and then be like, no, that's not the one. And then you go into something that feels right. And when I say feels right, I'm not telling you to avoid the work by any stretch. Sometimes it's actually leaning into it a little bit, like saying like, this doesn't feel like I'm getting enough today. I want it to be a little more challenging. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. And then switch sides. So as students of this practice, we have a responsibility to ourselves to keep learning. And so when I talk about being in a pose and kind of being in the set place, we have a responsibility to be aware of what we're doing when we're there. and to ease off, to go deeper as needed. And if you stop progressing, which we never really do, we never really do that. We're always learning something, whether it just be the tendencies of stagnation. But if we are stagnating in our practice, we have to take some ownership for that. And I, as your teacher, have to take some ownership in that, in giving you the tools to grow, to expand, to back off. I always liken this practice to playing music because I grew up playing music. And it's one of the few things I think of in a practice sort of mentality. And sometimes when you're a musician, you go back to the basics, right? You go back to scales. I'm not always playing a harder piece of music. Release the legs. Bring the soles of the feet together. Knees drop open, hands to your inner thighs. Just encourage those knees to release, those inner thighs to release. If there's anything you need before Shavasana, you're going to do it now. Otherwise, you're going to release out. You can stay in Supta Baddha Konasana if it feels amazing on your body. If it's anything less than amazing, I would encourage you to find where you can be that allows you to be still, to have ease in your body, to have ease in your thoughts and in your breath. Allow your breath to deepen. Come back into your body. And then gently make your way to seated when you're ready. And when you're seated, bring your hands together at your heart. Take a moment here. Feel how you feel. What's your body telling you? What's your mind? What's your general state of being giving you for feedback? And maybe it's quiet. Maybe there's not a lot of feedback. And notice that. If that's the case, notice that. How nice is that for things to be quiet? Honor that you came, that you showed up, you gave yourself this time. Let's breathe in together. Inhale. Exhale, bow your mind to your heart. Rise with an inhale. Thanks for sharing your practice today. If you have questions, let me know.